How do you like your work as a professional service provider? I don't know if you realize it, but you are in the business of joy. Now, if you're an engineer, nobody's ever told you that. If you're in construction, management consulting, if you're a lawyer, if you're in architecture, nobody has ever said that. But I'm telling you, in professional services, you are in the job of joy. There's a business side of joy. And even in the medical profession, the vibe that you carry into your business has a lot to do with the effectiveness of the work. Now, I've talked to so many professionals that under just the right circumstances, actually that circumstance being you ask them, they're going to tell you they love their work. The special circumstance is if they are willing to actually feel it, if they're willing to experience how much they love their work. Now, your love of your job affects the success of your job. Not entirely, I'm not saying that it determines the outcome. It amplifies success in a number of ways. When someone loves their work, you know they're into it. When someone's into it, you know they work at it. When someone works at it and is into it, they're more likely to succeed, and people who are not succeeding at their job are not good at it and they're not happy. So we often bring not a sadness to our work, but a flatness to our work. We show up and do our job, and when we talk about it informationally, but igniting the passion in you and the love for your work actually makes it work better. So what I'm going to suggest is there's a way to build and bring that love that you already have for your work out in your work so it will amplify that effectiveness. Where you're trying to get to is a state of gratitude. Now, I'm in a particularly grateful place right now. I love being alive. I love being alive. And some of life's challenges and some of life's wonderful experiences have led me to really like life more than I ever had. And I'm learning to love it in the moment. And I was doing a meditation, and not leading a meditation, I was meditating. It happened to be a guided meditation. I kind of randomly pick guided meditations every once in a while to do them. And what it was really effective at for me is getting me to experience a moment and understand that every moment is kind of fascinating. So I was meditating, and it was asking me to just notice what's going on, notice what thoughts pop into my head, but also notice what I hear and notice what I feel. And I started to notice, oh, wow, I just had this thought. Oh, that sound triggered this. Oh, wow. There's a lot going on in a moment. There's a lot of feelings that are triggered by the moment. So learning to live in the moment is a key to tapping joy. And as I have been realizing how fascinating it is to live and walking through life, enjoying more moments, I had a breakthrough symbol, I guess, a little experience. You know how many times people say, how you doing? Great. I've always had this saying, because I think doing great or doing fine is sort of a dumb answer to that question. I've always said, reasonable. How are you doing? Reasonable. Why? Because that's realistic. I'm not doing perfect. There's things that are good and things are bad. I'm doing reasonable. But I walked out of an elevator and I just sort of made eye contact with someone and they said, hey, how you doing? And what leapt out of my mouth was grateful. I'm grateful. And I noticed the effect that that grateful word had on my vibe, and I saw the other person light up. And I realized that I've been walking with a higher degree of gratitude than I have in the past. And that sense of gratitude elevates my experience of every moment, which elevates the performance of doing professional service work, which I do like you do. And it's really become clear and more in focus for me that my love for my work cannot just be philosophical. It's not just the idea, but the experience of loving my work that makes me more effective. Now, over the last couple of weeks of having that concept in various forms more at the front of my consciousness, I have not only loved my work more, but I'm getting feedback from my clients, from people I just meet, from various people I interact with, that I have inspired them to a deeper level. You might not think engineering needs to be inspiring, but you're powerful problem solvers, constructors, architects, process improvement consultants, tax accountants, professional service providers who love their work, inspire their clients to care about what they care about. So recognize the role of the active love for your work is, because whatever professional service you do, you are in the joy business.